All right, welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look at Tesla. I'll give you some of the more near action things that are happening. If you want to take a look at the more longer in-depth videos for the longer term, then check out some of the other videos that I have, because I also go into long-term investment, medium-term, short-term. As we get into this, just keep in mind it's not a recommendation to buy, sell, or trade, just my own opinion and insight. And if you want to grab that opinion, you can definitely check it out on our Discord channel with the links in the description down below. Okay, so let's take a look here at Tesla. There's kind of a couple of things going on here, and people wonder, well, are we going to pop out higher? What's going to happen here with this stock? So really, as always, I say it comes down to, are you looking to position yourself for a longer term investment hold, or are you looking to play a bounce or a trade for maybe a couple of weeks or a month? So if you're looking for a bounce or something to that effect, there's a couple of ways to watch and things to check out in the chart. So I'll give you pinpoint some of these things. Now, this stock had a gap here earlier, and that gap got filled a little bit later, got filled with all this price movement, which means now there's a little more stability. You've also had some resistance here at these highs around the $1,200 price level. So the stock really has been going kind of sideways for a little while. Since about November, it's been going sideways. Now, the problem here is we've got this rotation going to the downside, so that weakness has held up, and we've been staying kind of weak under this level. Now, that level right here under that gap level is 947. And what you'll notice is if you go into the shorter term, we've came in and hit it kind of a handful of times, and we've rejected out of those levels. So if I go into about a 30-minute time frame, what you'll notice right here is we gapped down earlier on the 24th in January, tried to get above it, rejected it, rejected it, rejected it. So we keep rejecting it. Now, there's some tiny little supports that are building around this $900 price level or so. And you could have this stock break down here if the volume and the bearish sentiment still continues. But if you're looking for an upside move, the cautious approach is to kind of wait for this 950-ish level break, right? So if you're trying to get in right now, like let's say you want to get in right now, that would be more aggressive. So you want some action. You're much more aggressive. If you want to play a safety bet, you wait till this breaks a little bit. And notice that even here earlier, that break and rejected it almost got into the thousands. So you have to give that stock a bit of wiggle room, maybe a good 20, 30 point stop when you really think about it. Otherwise, you could have some problems, and this stock could be very, very sad news for the downside. So be a little more careful right here if you're waiting for that breakout. Otherwise, take a look at this 900 level. You could start nibbling a little bit on here on the support, but that is, again, shorter term. Otherwise, if we're looking at just overall where the stock is having some trouble, you're still getting some of these rejection levels on the daily, and kind of the better support value and the better buying opportunity, the better nibbling spot is probably around that $800 level for, again, more concrete, more solid levels to getting into the stock. Again, that's more for investment purposes, right? For a good bounce, for a good movement. Otherwise, if you're trying to get under this support right now, you're being a little more aggressive. Wait for that break. That'll be a little bit more of a safer bet. And that just depends on your trading style. Aggressive people, they'll get in it before the break. Again, it depends on the strategy. More people who are more cautious, they'll wait for that break. But remember, if it breaks here, you're getting in a little bit later than the earlier break. You'll also have that $1,200 of resistance. So once we get into this level, you'll have sideways action. But if we're hanging out here, you'll probably watch between this 800 and kind of that this price level right here, which is 950. As well, kind of ripping between this 150 point move as well, kind of going sideways. So that's what we're at with Tesla, and these are some of the key levels to watch. So the better value buy is probably 800 if it gets there. But you've got this final problem that you might want to take a look at, is that if we kind of hold here and it starts selling off, you might try to bounce and it could reject. So if that happens and volume's starting to build, watch out for the break in 800. So again, I'm just pinpointing things that you may want to be careful about. Not saying it will happen, but you have to plan for these different scenarios that, okay, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? What am I going to do when this happens? And many people, they don't plan for these kinds of things. So if that happens, what will you do on that plan? Like if we get a little bit of a pullback and we break through, or even if we bounce and roll over, what are we going to do? So you have to plan for these things accordingly. But in the meantime, you've got these two ranges with another range at about 1200 that you need to watch. Other than that, that stock has kind of just been moving sideways the last few months, relatively speaking, and things have flattened out. So if you just look at just this yellow line, we're moving up, and now we're just kind of moving here and just going sideways. This red line as well, which is a moving average of about 89, you can see we're moving there, and now we're kind of flat lining right there as well. So anyways, take your pick. What type of investor are you? Are you looking for this for a shorter term trade, longer term? In that case, what is it that you're willing to do and want to do with this stock? Another little line I'll point out for you is here's kind of the overall upward trending kind of support that's been going, and now we are under that line. So this line can also act as a line of resistance and something to watch as well. All right, thanks for joining me. Remember to check out the Traders Fly YouTube channel so that way you get some insight on trading options. If you're into trading options, definitely check that out. If you want to check out more charts, go ahead and take a look at the Discord channel, and that way you can do some requests as well on different stocks and tickers. And I'll see you maybe on the next episode.